Thing we just got back from California, the four of us, a lot of us in studio and alumni went to California, and it was for VidSummit 2017. We had a blast.
So one of the things that I really want to talk about, just kind of more towards the end, I really want to talk about kind of our key takeaways of what we got from what we did when we were out there. What did we learn? Who did we meet? An overall view of like what did we actually do out there? I'm sure the viewers want to know.
Well, one thing, I don't know. It's just there's so much that happened. It's hard to talk about.
Okay. Well, I guess we can start like so we went out there for VidSummit. What is VidSummit?
VidSummit. Do you want to explain this, Christyna?
VidSummit.
I feel like you got a good description. I can do it, but
okay. VidSummit is a video marketing conference. We're in the 4th year of VidSummit, and it's just a fantastic conference where speakers. I don't know.
It's preview. It's fine. We're on program. We're good.
It's not that one. It's on program.
But there are a lot of speakers that come over from YouTube, Facebook, a lot of all the social platforms, entertainment lawyers, and they just kind of gather all around, and it's a fantastic experience enjoyed by all.
Yeah. And for someone like me and us, we're all the same people. It's like heaven. We walked in and I got a free t-shirt right as I walked in, and I was like, yes. Thank you.
What dreams are made of.
Yes, exactly. So one thing, we all probably got to listen to a lot of different speakers. I was set in a room, so I didn't get to hear everybody, but the ones I heard were really great. Did you have a specific talk you guys liked, or a specific speaker that you were really interested in?
Mitch.
There was a lot, but I was really focused on the live streaming when I was doing the live streaming, because I was behind like a glass, so I couldn't exactly hear him really well. I was just switching the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I got to be a PA for Garrett G, so that was a really cool experience.
And who's Garrett G?
Garrett G is he created an app a few years ago that sold to Snapchat for quite a bit of money. And now 54 million.
And so you know the barcodes within Snapchat, he's the reason for that.
Yep.
So I did not know that until I heard him talk, but he is the reason that Snapchat has barcodes.
It's the app called Scan. He sold Scan. That was his company, I believe.
Pretty crazy. Yeah. So I followed him for the past couple of years. He now travels with his family to a bunch of different places. So just a really inspiring person.
They're such a cute family. But I really enjoyed his talk. He was he's just very personable on stage, and I love it when I listen to a person speak and I can see their humbleness and their humility, and that's exactly what Garrett G had on stage. And he interacted with the audience, gave them really great advice, and I'm sure he was the keynote speaker for the event. I'm sure everyone enjoyed it. He was amazing. And I also accidentally mixed up Garrett G and Benji Travis.
Nice.
Because I did the check-ins, so I was a little embarrassed about that.
It was funny. I watched it happen.
Yeah, I think I was standing there too. You're like,
she was like, you're Garrett G! And he's like, who?
Yeah,
but he thought I had called him Gary V.
And Gary V was the big guy.
Yeah, he was the biggest keynote over there. And then so Benji was like, oh, I'm honored, but no, I'm not him. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I messed it up. But the cool thing of this story later on is that, they had already met each other, but I got to reintroduce them to each other at the conference, so that was fun. And I got a picture with his wife, so that was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I really so I heard a lot, but Rachel Farnsworth, she's from Utah. She was in my room, so I got to listen to her entire talk because I was streaming it, but she had so much good insight on, how to get Facebook to like your stuff. Mm-hmm. And it was so interesting. I'm so excited to watch the replays because I want to rewatch that one. But she said that she had made, $650,000 on Facebook alone this year. That's what she was going to make. And I was just like, what?
But her goal is like
her goal
another
was 750, and
up.
she was disappointed because she only had 650. But she had so much good insight, and that's the whole thing about this conference is like there's so much we don't think about in this industry, and we just needed. It opened my eyes so much to like how we can actually make things work.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for the replays because I want to like get it all in my brain.
And this is like a fantastic opportunity for anybody who's going into YouTube or into the social media marketing world. Like, this is a fantastic opportunity, and it happens every year. Like, I'm still so amazed that we got to go down.
I'm like in shock that it even happened. Like the whole time I was there, I was like,
students.
Is this real life? But so we all did get assigned specific jobs each day. So let's talk a little bit about what we specifically did. Dylan, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So
what you did?
So when we got there, kind of, all of us from Weber State, and really like there were a couple other volunteers from other locations around the United States. So we all kind of sit around, and Nathaniel, he went through and he kind of told us, what our different jobs were going to be. Some of them were just like runners, some were personal assistants, some were
social media,
yeah,
shadows, live stream.
Yeah, so there's a handful of different ones. So for me, I was able to be a personal assistant for Gary V, which, so he was like the main keynote speaker for like the entire event. And I had no idea who he was. So when I heard, I was like, all right, cool, like that'll be fun. And then like there were some people around me that were like, dude, like, do you even know who that is? I'm like, no, I don't. Who is he? So, and they kind of like turned me on to, some of his like YouTube videos and everything like that. Like he's like a motivational life coach without like the like stereotypical annoying like life coach, if you know what I mean. Yeah. He's not like the usual guy. So I mean, he definitely really helps like inspire you to go out and like just do the things you want to do the things that make you happy. Stop. Like one of the things that I realized that he says was, a lot of people watch him because they're like, well, I want to be a better person at this, and I need some more motivation, so I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna watch like all of his videos. And I think like he was on stage, and during his talk he even said, he's like, you guys spend so much time listening to me. He's like, stop listening to me. Go out and do your own thing. Like, go out and create. He's like, of course, like, I like when you guys listen to me and everything. But he's like, at some point, you have to, take the bull by the horns and actually go out and, follow your dreams, per se, with a realistic sense.
I love how you quoted "follow your dreams."
Yeah, follow your dreams. So I mean, it was kind of weird. I was like, okay, cool, yeah, well, let's see how this goes. And I was like, I knew that he was a big deal, but I didn't realize that he was like in like the YouTube world of things, content creation and kind of like motivational entrepreneurial sense. He's a freaking celebrity. Like it was insane. So being his personal assistant was absolutely crazy. Like wherever we walked, if we walked from, the VIP room to, another room, for lunch, there were just people just mobbing them. It was crazy. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work though, but really fun. Heard a lot of awesome stuff. So that was pretty fun. I really liked that.
Is way cool.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah. What about for you, Mitch? What did you end up doing?
So I ended up running one of the live streams one day. I just helped switching with the cameras. And the second day I got to kind of be a runner and do some check-ins kind of throughout the whole period. And then the second day I got to be a PA for Garrett. But he didn't end up coming until like an hour before his talk, so I kind of just helped out where it was needed.
But you got a picture with him.
I sure did.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jarvie.
Jarvie is my new best friend, even though he probably hates me because I'm so annoying. No, Jarvie, I just want to talk about Jarvie for a second.
Let's talk about Jarvie.
He is so cool. Like, I don't know, like, because Mitch... I knew I recognized him from somewhere. I was like, who is that photographer? Like, he looks so familiar. He was like, he's the photographer for the Shaytars.
I recognized his name.
And
I was like,
when
wait
he
a minute.
said that, I was just like, oh my gosh, he totally is. And like, I was already like, he was super cool, so I was like friends with him anyways. But then right when that happened, I was like, yes, this is awesome. And so I got a picture with him, but I would have gotten a picture with him anyway, just because he was so much fun to be around, He
was cool.
And so he was just super fun. And like, he was on our flight back to Salt Lake too. And so we got to hang out with him at the airport. And my favorite part of the whole trip, not the whole trip, but Shay Carl, if anybody watched the Shay Tards, every time he gets on a plane, it's like good luck to touch the outside of the plane. So that's like Shay Carl's thing. And even like before, like we even knew Jarvie was there, like on the flight to LA, I was like, touch the outside of the plane, like just because it's my thing now.
I heard you do that, and I was like,
it's my thing now.
The
It's like
do that
I
too.
always do that. I've always done it just because of Shay Carl. So
How do you touch the outside?
like
of
right
the
when
plane?
you
tap it
walk
when
on,
you
it's
walk
just like
on.
right there.
Oh,
As you
like
walk
how
through the
there's
door.
that
Yeah.
cover.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
But
thought you actually went out to the room.
No,
Like,
but you just touch it as you walk on. But so I always do that, and I always tell everybody. And Jarvie was right in front of me when I was walking on the plane. I was just like, don't forget to touch the outside of the plane, just being me. And Jarvie just looked back and he was like, you watched the Shay Tards, huh? And I was just like, yeah. But it was just super cool because he's like, I feel like he's like our friends. He gets us now, and it's just like we're connected with him, and it's just so awesome because. I don't know. It was just so cool to meet all these people
He
that
was super down to earth.
Yeah, super down to earth,
chill.
so amazing, and
his
we're just like
photography is amazing.
It's so good.
Be sure
Follow-
to check out in the comments. I just posted a link.
He's
His
so
There you
good.
go.
Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Beautiful
I had a
moment.
small fangirl
The
moment
Jarvie.
once I realized he was the Shay Tards. He had photographed them. He's like a
He's done
corporate
it for
photographer, but he
a ton of people.
yeah, but it's just I don't know. That was just one connection. Right when I realized that was him, I was like, "Oh, this is so cool!" Like, but I wasn't really fangirling. I felt like we were really good about like I wasn't like, "Oh my god!" No, but I felt like it was really cool for us because we all just like got along and just like talked with all these
He was-
people just
he was
as
chill.
people. We were really good about that, even though I don't know, it was just
And
super cool.
We fangirled later.
And that's the craziest thing is that these are real people. Like they're not
It's just
droids or anything.
Yeah.
So now when I meet Will Smith, then I could just be like, hey, you're a normal
Yeah.
person, just like
My
me.
thing is like my YouTube fangirl days were
Oh,
more
well.
like when Shay Carl was like huge and starting out, and when like people like Charles Trippy and Miranda Sings and Jenna Marbles were starting out. That was my fangirl days, and they're all way too big for stuff like this now. But it's like, so these guys I like know of some of them, but I'm not like a fangirl. Maybe I just grew up a little bit, but like I don't know. If Shay Carl would have been there, I would have been freaking out a
You've
little
really
bit.
matured over the years.
Yeah, I'm very mature. If you've seen my recent videos, like, anyways.
Or spent a week with you in LA.
Yeah, okay. Caitlyn exposed. So Christyna, what did you do? We skipped over you for your jobs.
Oh, did we already talk about everyone else?
I didn't talk, but I
Oh.
kind of cut you guys off talking about Jarvie, so
Oh, okay, yeah.
Classy no-name show every time.
every time.
I helped with the check-ins, so the speakers that would come. I mean, a lot of us, we all did like the check-ins. There was the normal, like the attendee check-ins and the speaker check-ins, and then I was able to help out with the speaker check-ins. So when everybody came in, I got to talk to them a little. I met all of the speakers. Like I said earlier, like when Mitch came up, I accidentally thought that he was gay. But it's cool because we chatted, and then I got to meet his wife, who's Judy from It's Judy's Time, and that was really awesome. Like I got to interact a lot with them, and then so just seeing them and knowing who that they were, then later I could be like, okay, well I'm going on YouTube or Instagram, and then I would realize who these are, and my mind was just blown, like. Oh my gosh, I just met these really fantastic people. And then, of course, you know, the organizer of the event and was Daryl Eves. And then there was also Sean Duras was another partner in it. So we would just be chilling, doing our stuff, and Sean would just come around to the back. And a fun fact about him is that he actually graduated from Weber State. So Sean...
good.
He
yeah,
comes and
go
talks like
Wildcats.
every year. It seems
Yeah,
like.
he's usually floating around campus every
Yeah.
now and then, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, he's super awesome. Like he's got a super, like enthusiastic personality, but he's so down to earth, like with everything he
Yeah.
says. But he's just so fun to be around. He's just one of those awesome people.
It was really my favorite moments was when they were doing the prize giveaways at the very end for all of the attendees and the viewers that were watching. And Sean came up and said, "All right, everybody, we're gonna do a rock paper scissors tournament to decide the last couple people who would win." And that was fun. He really engaged with the audience. I thought that was cool.
I didn't win. I got close.
Nick got really
Nick.
close.
Nick,
Shouldn't
I lost
have-
to Nick.
You shouldn't have
lost
fought
to
him.
Nick.
You should have gone to the other side of the table.
Oh well, I just wanted a drone. My bad.
Regrets were made.
But it's okay. Anyways, so everybody's, okay, so what I did, the first night we got there, I just helped with registration. I was back with Christyna doing the speaker registration, so that was fun, just kind of getting to interact and organize all of that. And then the next 2 days, I was put in charge of one of the rooms to live stream, and so I was actually in one of the rooms that didn't have like a main person from VidSummit running the live stream. So it was me and Drew pretty much setting it up and making sure it was going, and then Drew kind of just left me on my own the second day. And I don't know, it was just fun because I was just in there by myself running everything, and I was super confident in it because it's just everything. We've done it all here. Like, it's nothing new. There were a few issues with this actual stream of it, but that wasn't anything we had control over. It was just like the Wi-Fi or something. But I don't know, it was just super fun to actually be streaming a big event. And it's just the basic concepts that we all learn in school. It's just like,
fun to apply.
And I was super terrified at first. And I was like, I know what I'm doing. Like, just chill out.
I think this was really, it was really a fantastic experience to give to like all of our students, and been like, yeah, we do real world stuff. Like, we could. It gave us confidence, and we learned from the pros. We got to see it in action. It was amazing. It was.
And I think. Go ahead.
Well, one thing that I just realized, because a lot of some of the speakers, so some of like the different topics that the speakers would talk about were, how to get more views on, on your Facebook videos, or how to create content and not get burned out. A lot of it was very geared towards like content creation and videos and pushing that through like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. But whenever a speaker was done, they would open up for questions, and some of the questions that some people asked, I was like, I know the answer to that.
Exactly.
So it was really cool to kind of like go in there and kind of feeling like
we're part of something.
Like wow, like
this is why we're here.
I know a lot more than I think.
That's
I do.
exactly how I am.
I need to have more confidence. I want to a little bit as we go on a little bit later. I want to talk about Derek, who the guy that we met at the bar. That night, and just kind of like some of the things that he told us, because he was very insightful in what he had to say.
Yeah, he was. One big thing I learned is like, don't sell yourself short, because I don't know, it just opened my eyes to how much skill we actually. I don't want to like say, oh, we're so good, but like. We were just, like, able to do what they asked right when we were asked to do it, like, with setting up equipment, getting it shut down, like...
Even before, we were on it.
Yeah, we were... I feel really good about how we acted there and how we were able to just know what they were talking about and not be a little lost puppy. Like, I just felt really good about bringing Weber State there. Like, I felt good.
And this is, like, a huge... Oh, sorry. This is a huge shout-out to our professors and Weber State University. It's because I feel like... It's because we are in this program, because we're at Weber State, we're studying digital media, and our professors, Drew Tyler, Andrea Baltazar, Andrea Sorosco. I've only taken a few of his classes. But, and Ty Sanders, Ty just retired last year, but he was a huge part of our program, and just... A lot of our professors, we've just been so blessed with great professors, and I feel like that is why we are prepared. Mm-hmm. So anybody out there who wants to do digital media, okay, sorry, University of Utah, but you're really theory-based. We're very practical. So come over to Weber State. I tell you, Weber State has changed my life, and it's fantastic. I dropped out of school, and then I came back to school. And then I met Drew, and my life's never been the same.
Yeah.
Trust me, we're not paid to say that. Like,
no, we're not.
But account, and you can clearly see that. So.
Yeah, I love it here.
This is from the bottom of my heart that I honestly believe that Weber State has one of the best programs ever.
Yeah, and it was cool, especially for the fact of like, it was like getting flown out to LA and be like, okay, like flights covered.
And like
hotel,
it's just it did not hit me at all.
I was so busy like. I told Drew this too. I was so busy, like, taking care of stuff, like working on something, and then I would stop and look around and be like,
exactly.
Oh my gosh, like
that's
I'm in
exactly what I
right
did.
Now.
Yeah.
Like this is amazing, hanging around like a lot of awesome people, geeking and nerding out on digital media stuff and tech. And I'm like, okay, back to work. And then I'll stop again and be like, wow, like, this is
and
amazing.
That's one thing, is cool. I did not know how involved we were going to be. Like, I thought maybe we would help out here and there, but we were running the show. We were making it work. Like, and it was just amazing. Like, I'm so grateful to go.
I'm really surprised, like, if it were, like, you could not just be a volunteer. This isn't like showing up and, moving chairs around, and, like, putting a stage together, something like like we ran, like we were there. How many people were running just social media, running?
There were
Twitter,
probably 4 or
Facebook,
5,
Instagram,
something like that.
And then between and then doing, camera work and audio work, what you guys were doing, like it was insane. Like I can't imagine like anyone else who would be able to really do this unless they were into it as much as we are.
Yeah, like this is our lives, and so it was just the perfect. It was perfect for us. Like, I don't know. And it was just so funny because, like, I would, like you were saying, you were, like, doing work. And I was just, like, I was running live stream. So I was just like, oh, it's just another live stream. And then I would, like, we were inside the hotel, like, the entire time pretty much. Yeah. So we never, like, sometimes it didn't click that we were like, oh, outside is California. Like, we're not just in Utah. Like, but it was, like, we were doing work and we were just in our own, like, work mode. So it was just kind of normal for us. And then it just, like, clicked and was like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah,
like,
the only reassurance that I had that we were in California was the fact of, how moist it was, how
That's
supple.
True.
I loved it.
Nice.
It was awesome.
I'm breaking out from it, actually. I didn't love it.
So. Wait, you're breaking out for it. Like, as soon as we got off the plane and, like, the moisture hit my skin, I was like, oh, this is fantastic. But then I had to come back to Utah, and it was dry.
I like Utah.
And cold.
As much as I loved it, I was pretty happy to come back home. I do love the dry desert.
Yeah.
But... yeah, I mean, that was definitely one of my, like, first impressions, like, when I got off the plane, was like, whoa, okay, like, first of all, it's warmer, and, like, okay, like, it's, everything you touch, it feels greasy, which is pretty gross. Oh, I thought everything was greasy because it's the moisture.
Really? Like, right now,
just the humidity.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, maybe I'm just way too used to it, but, like,
I'm not used to it.
Everything felt perfect. I didn't have to put lotion on.
I liked it. I liked the heat.
Yeah. Right now, my hands feel weird. It's like I've got cardboard in between my hands or something. I don't like it right now.
So for, let's see, when did we get there? We got there Tuesday, so we had Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, which we were working the whole time. So Friday was our free day. So basically, go out and do whatever we wanted. So because there were 15 of us, right? So we just kind of all broke into our own little groups. Whoever wanted to go do what could go do whatever. There was me and a group of other people that wanted to go out to Venice Beach. So we Ubered out there, which was like Ubering, like, so it was like 7 miles, but probably took like 30 minutes to get out there because LA traffic, man, like it's a thing. It's a thing. So got out there. It took about 30 minutes. I think we spent like $8 on the Uber one way.
That's it?
Which was cheap. I thought I was like...
well, ours was only like 20, but it was a little farther.
$8 per person or
no,
$8?
Total.
$8 total. For
what the?
Well, yeah. I mean, we went a little farther. We went to West Hollywood, and Venice is closer to where you guys were. So we went out there, checked out Venice, which is really like don't get me wrong, like Venice is cool. If you have some point to check it out, if you happen to be in California and and it's just a stone's throw away, definitely go check it out. It's a lot different. I mean, it's not Utah, which I think a lot of people like. If you haven't left Utah, if you go to a more populated place, like what I notice about Venice Beach, it's a lot like New York City. The fact that like you're gonna get people that are gonna heckle you on the side of the boardwalk or the side of the street. Like you have to be able to yell and talk back to people too. And don't get suckered into... yeah, Christyna. Don't get suckered in. This happened to her.
I did.
Where
but
was
in
I?
Hollywood. No, this was in Hollywood.
What happened?
Okay, so this guy, he was like, hi, what's your name?
And we lost her, so I had no control over it.
I know, like, I was scared because I was all by myself. But anyways, everything is fine now. But he came up to me and he's like, hey, don't worry, I'm a good guy. And I'm like, oh, okay. But like, I was just walking down the street, like, because there's stars everywhere. So I'm like, oh my gosh, the Meryl Streep, blah, blah, blah.
Just a touristy thing.
Yeah, because I got a day to be a tourist. Why not? Be a tourist.
Yeah.
And I go down there, and I'm just looking at the stars, and like, people were handing out flyers everywhere. So I was like, oh, this is normal. So I took a flyer, but then it felt really hard. So I looked up, and he was like, hey, I'm a rapper, and I'm trying to start my music video, and we're giving away these CDs for donations. And I'm like...
it's free CDs, but for donations.
Yeah.
Nothing's free, people.
So then I was like, well, I have $1. And he was like, oh, don't worry, I have change. Do you have like a 5 or a 10 or a 20? And I was like, no, I only have dollar bills. And he was like, oh, okay. But then like all my dollar bills were stuck together, and I had $3 bills. So I like try to like coyly.
That's why you just say no and walk away.
If I would have been with her, I would have been like, "No, we gotta go. Give back."
Like,
you need the resting Mitch face on.
Yeah.
That's not a rude thing to do.
It's not in LA.
I felt like a rude person, which
no. They were the rude people.
Right.
But yeah, so anyways,
right.
But yeah,
so they went to Venice.
So me and a group of people, we went to Venice and then went up to Muscle Beach, then basically made our way up to Santa Monica Pier. And then group of you guys, what'd you guys do?
Yeah.
We went, me, her, Micah, and John we got offered tickets to a AR/VR festival, which is augmented reality and virtual reality. Not a festival. It was just a small conference.
It's the future, guys.
But it was really cool, number one. But it was like you can talk to. We walked in, and it was like super high class feeling. And so we were just like we dressed decently because we kind of had a feeling it would be. But it was just like weird. We were just in Hollywood on the old Warner Brothers lot is what it was called. It was called On the Lot. And it was just like, it was really cool. And there were just like really fancy people there because the tickets were around $700. And we just got they comped them for whoever wanted to go. And so me and Christyna were kind of like, yeah, maybe we could meet some people and learn some new things.
And boy, did we meet some people and learn some new things. There were a few of the speakers were Jerry Zucker, who he wrote Airplane and Ghost. He wrote one of the most famous lines, like, surely you can't be serious. Mm-hmm. Yes, I am. And don't call me Shirley.
Yeah, he wrote that.
He wrote that. And we were just like, right there in front of him.
And Ghost. He was I think he was the
director.
Or writer, something of Ghost. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And then Zach Penn, who produced Osmosis Jones, wrote the X-Men movies, the Avengers, and right now he just recently got done working with Steven Spielberg on Ready Player One. And he wrote that screen adaptation. We got to meet him, and we talked to him a little bit. And we were like, "Hey, we're students, and we're taking screenwriting class." And he was like, "Oh yeah, that's awesome." And he gave us a little bit of advice. So
it was really cool.
That was fantastic.
Because we just planned on going there for a little bit, just hanging out for a couple hours, and that's pretty much what we did. We just waited for him to talk because we knew who he was a little bit. Mm-hmm. So we waited for him. He got done around 4, I would say, and then we all wanted to go to the Walk of Fame because it was like maybe a 30-minute walk. So we walked up there. We saw a few stars that we wanted. With the good troops that I had with me, I made them walk to find Ellen Starr because it was like on the other side of the Walk of Fame. But I've never seen it before. And I was like, I'm here.
This girl needs to learn how to listen to me because I know what's going on. Because we were on here and she's following around. She's like, Ellen's got to be around here. And I'm sitting here like I'm in heels all day, so and
I felt terrible.
I'm hungry, so I'm all like, it's on the other side. It's just like, no, it's right here. I'm like, it's on the other side.
And it was on the other side, but I was following my GPS. And it was like saying it's on this side, so I was like, but the GPS is always right?
No, Christyna is always right.
No, and she was right because I was like, okay, that hotel, I pieced it all together, but I was like, I felt bad because it was a long walk because I knew her star was like on the other side of the thing, and I was like, you guys are great. But I finally got to see her star. That's the reason I haven't seen it before is because last time I was in Hollywood, we didn't have time to make that big stroll. So I was satisfied, and then we met up with you guys after at Santa Monica Pier, and it was all good. I got to do everything I wanted to in a day. I would have liked a little more beach time, but it's okay. I'll be back. So
Mitch, you were with us.
Yeah, so explained.
I loved the beach day. I got a lot of sun. Nobody had sunscreen on out of everyone in the group, and I
would have been right there with you though.
Thankfully enough, I have a nice like golden hue to my skin. So. But so did you hop in the water at all? I don't remember if you did.
I took a little stroll in the water. I didn't dive in. Okay. I just kind of waited around. It was nice, and then I hung out on the beach. And then we walked around. We walked up on the pier and saw some pretty interesting people. And I learned how to Dougie again.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I say we all
follow
take
Dylan
another
on Snapchat.
trip.
It was the funniest video.
I want to go back.
It was good.
I want to go back to California with all my school friends because it was fun.
It was pretty cool. So to kind of wrap everything up, looks like we're kind of coming down to the end of it. I want to talk about key takeaways. Tell me like 3 key takeaways, and tell me how you want to apply those takeaways to your life. Like from here, like moving forward with kind of like in a more professional sense. Like I want to be a better person. I don't want to hear that. Like it's for just like how you want to apply that to obviously like your major and your line of work that you want to get into.
Probably for me, because I don't know. We were surrounded by such great knowledge the whole time. Like, I'm going to watch the replays again, number one. Yeah. But I just feel like I want to put more attention into what I actually am care about, which is digital media. And, like, I want to build up my YouTube channel again, like, and actually have a focus on it. Because my YouTube channel, it's basically there just to throw video on. Like, because I never really had the focus on it that I wanted to. I've always wanted to do it, but school always got kind of as my main priority, which it always will be. But I just want to make sure that I'm doing everything I can for my content to make it work. And I just want to rewatch the replays because there's such good information. I wish I could just share it all right now, but there's so many little hacks to getting things to work. You just have to be consistent and, I don't know, clickbait. I don't know. I just want to pay more attention and be very aware and focused on what I really want to do. That's pretty much it. So,
I've heard around like a lot of people think that this is a reality call that, you know, I've always known a little bit in the back of my mind, but at the same time, sometimes it'd be like, well, some of these people, they just became famous, you know, because they had a cell phone and they had the right personality and stuff like that. But really, this conference, these people who are behind these channels with millions of followers and views,
millions of dollars.
It's like hard work though.
Like they are constantly working and their minds are just phenomenal. Like these people know. So it's not just that they were pretty face and they were there at the right time, you know, with YouTube. Like there's a strategic business behind it, and that was the most interesting thing for me learning is how the business side operates. Like you think they're just, you know, single people, and I loved Garrett G because he kept saying, you know, he was like, well, I sold my company and then I just went on and then it took off from there and people liked it. Well, but there's so much more behind that because I started watching all of Garrett's videos and he does drones and it's a partnership with his family and they all work together. Like I'm very excited and hope that one day that my brain can work as much as these people that I've met. That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. I think I'm on the same page as you. Just knowing the ins and out of the business. Because, I mean, anybody can take a pretty picture on an iPhone or whatever with a camera and start a YouTube channel. But really knowing the numbers and how to work the system and to maintain it and keep up with it. I mean, it blows my mind with how much detail and dedication goes into it.
And then, like, the consistency, they always focus on, like, be consistent with your viewers. Yep. If inconsistency is your consistency, that's what you gotta do. Like it was really weird, and you had to think about it for a second. But it's all about being consistent. No namers. We gotta be consistent from now on.
Next Monday we got a show planned out.
It's gonna be
so come
weekly
back
again though.
Yep.
We just had a little rough patch because a lot of things just
we got whiny.
Yeah, but no motivation.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, seriously, to kind of piggyback off of that, I think one of the biggest things that I like kind of heard and took away, you know, and to go with the whole like, you know, being at the right place at the right time. You know, a lot of these people, they are famous because they had their cell phone and, you know, they're able to take a picture or a video or something and they get famous off of that, kind of like a seizing the moment thing. You know, with digital media and like what we're going into, you know, I was talking to someone today about this. It's like, you know, if you want to be a photographer, like it's kind of hard to get into to be a photographer because you have everyone running around with a camera and their cell phone claiming that they're a photographer. So one of the things that you have to do is you have to like differentiate.
Differentiate.
One of those big
That's a
words.
really hard word.
You have to basically, you have to set yourself apart from, you know, those other people. You know, just like you said, Mitch. You know, do the numbers, and you know, being able to do the numbers, read the analytics, and work the system in your favor. Yep. You know, with some of the content that you do create, will help set yourself apart from everyone else creating content. Yeah. There's a lot of people like you, but you are the only you, if that makes sense.
Oh my gosh, I'm so inspired.
So, I know. We need to put a quote, picture of myself with a quote next to it. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of like one of those things where, you know, digital media, a lot of people, you know, are, you know, coming out of high school or, you know, going into college and they're like, like I just want to run someone's social media, and it's like, yeah, I'm a social media manager, but let me tell you, it's not playing around on Facebook and Instagram,
and it's a lot harder than you think.
It's really hard.
So it's kind of like someone who says like, goes to a business, like, hey, like I want to run your social media, and they don't know what it actually takes and what like all the work that goes into it versus someone like me or any one of you guys going in there and be like, I want to do this, here's what I can do. Like that's how you can set yourself apart. So I mean, definitely, if you're gonna do something, like, know that there's other people doing it and they're fighting for the same job. Yep. So if you're going to do something, like, be good at it.
And I feel like this field is just starting to grow. Really like, there's a lot of people that say, oh, communication, that's like the worst paid degree, like you're going to get...
Communications degree.
Yeah, you're going to get nothing out of it.
Degree.
Yeah. Like digital media, like you're not going to get far. It's a dead-end degree. Like, why are you doing it? It's a hobby. No, this is more than a hobby. And and our field is definitely...
And it's just starting because a lot of people don't even know how it works still. Like, we're figuring it out.
And with technology expanding every day. And that's something I love, too, is like there were speakers there that talked about, if you have the technology, go ahead and do the technology. But you can also start very simple as well and learn from there because one piece of equipment will get you far.
You don't have to have everything.
Yeah, I think we're definitely like in a really good spot because... now that social media, I mean, it's, they have, what's it called? It's kind of like those innovations that have, like, changed the world. There's only a handful of them, TV being one of them. It's like, and I think the other innovation that's, like, changing, completely reshaping the entire world is social media. And, digital media, when I say digital media and social media, I kind of mean the same thing. It's all kind of works together. And I think with us and I think with businesses, a lot of businesses are now realizing, like, I need to have a social media. And I don't need to just have a Facebook, as a business owner, like, oh, I just can't run my Facebook. But, like, I need someone who knows how to do it and do it very well. So I think, like, for us, like, we're really getting into it at a really good time to come in and hit it hard, very professionally. And but also keep in mind that there's another generation coming up behind us that are... They're going to want to do
You guys are a
thing.
lucky generation.
So, but yeah.
Somewhat.
Somewhat. Some ways more than others.
Yeah, there you go.
The whole week just made me want to study up and, like, do my thing. I just want to read. I want to learn. It made me grab my focus because, like, okay, like, this is really, I know this is what I want to do. I've wanted to do it for years. I just haven't, like, I don't know. And every time I think I may want to do something else, I try it and it's like, I'm going to go back and make my videos, do my content thing, and then it's just like, I don't know. But that whole conference is like, okay, I really can do this. I just have to focus. I have to get it going, like, because I don't know. I just let other things get my distraction. And I'm finally in a place in my life where everything I'm doing is going to benefit me, in my field. Because I got a new job that's somewhat media related. I have freelance work that I do, and I'm starting to do my own personal freelance work, and it's just, school is fully focused on that, except for German. But I like German anyway. So, but I don't know. I feel ready to go. Like,
And for younger viewers, get started young. Like,
just do things. Just create.
Yeah. I mean, when you're in elementary, pick up a cell phone. Do that, and then just start recording yourself.
But don't let it take over your life.
For all those elementary kids that are watching right now, if you can get a hold of a cell phone, well, they probably already have a cell phone.
That's true with this day and age. But high schoolers, like, you've got classes in high school. Shout out to our intern who interns for Studio 76. He goes to Syracuse High School. This kid is so talented. So just imagine you start in high school, then you come to Weber, not any other school, but you come to Weber, develop your skills, and your life is set.
I think one of the biggest things like that with like that Weber has helped me with is, like, if I wanted to, I can skate by, but it's pretty dependent upon, like, if you actually want to make it in this industry and you want to do well, like, it has to be your passion, and if it's not your passion, then you have to find something else because you have to take advantage of the tools and different things that are here because it will set you up for a bunch of stuff, a bunch of really good stuff. Like, I'm getting ready to, I'm trying to obtain my LLC to start my own business. right now, actually. So, and then I know that you guys have done a handful of freelance work. So it's kind of like, we're gearing up and, we're getting ready to kind of be booted out of school here pretty soon. And I'm pretty excited. I'm really excited to see what, my future holds for myself, but also with my friends. And I think one of the funny things is, too, because we're all going to be done and we're going to be like, oh, I need help with a shoot. I know who I can call.
Yeah.
It's true.
To start calling up some
Make
of
your
my
connections.
That'll be sweet.
It's all about who you know. I think that's what school
seriously.
is for. It teaches you some skills, yeah. But I've met so many people in school that I would not be anywhere near where I am if I did not meet them. So
it definitely is.
It's all networking.
There's my dad, he always said that. He's like, listen, son, it's all about who you know. I'm like, what do you even mean by that? And now I look at my life and I look at the different things that I've been able to do and get into and people to meet and experiences, and yeah, it's all about who you know.
It's so true.
Unless you have a lot of money. A lot of money can get you pretty much anywhere, but what also
I'm
gets you
broke,
anywhere
so I'm gonna meet people instead.
Meet people, network. It's amazing. It's great.
Okay.
So,
we can probably wrap up. Anybody?
Cool.
Any last comments? I think we covered everything. That was a good show. Good
Yeah.
talk.
Yes,
That was
good.
it was a very informational show for sure.
Come back next week.
Yeah, next
we'll
week.
we'll try to incorporate some little tactics from VidSummit
And
definitely. I would like
in
that.
each show, just like a little segment.
And then
once we watch the replays.
we'll have our games, and we'll go back to our fun, goofy. Have Mitch try different trends.
Yeah.
And eat different foods.
And I think Monday we will have Matt Child on talking about his new series within Studio. What's it called?
Westlake Story.
So we're hoping to have him on Monday. I think we will. So we'll be back Monday. No flaking.
Right on.
I just committed.
See you guys. Thanks for joining me.
Bye.